Hey guys, this is me Mayuri. Welcome to Riva Academy, and in this tutorial we are going to build this wonderful looking onboarding UI. We are going to do a UI speed code, right? And we are going to design this from the scratch without using any plugin, and we are also going to make this wonderful looking indicator. Okay, so I hope you stick till the end of the video. So let's get started. Okay, so I have created a new project in Android Studio, and this is my blank scaffold right now, and we are going to do the UI design over here. So this is my main class, and in this main class there is nothing much. Okay, this is my main method, and this is the stateless widget which has a material app. Okay, and over here what I have done is first thing, I have checked this show debug mode banner as false. Let me show you. If I uncheck it, okay, you will see this debug sign over here. So I have kept it false. And I have defined the primary colors. And also I have defined some text styles. Headline 1, headline 2. This is nothing but some text style with font size and color. Nothing else. So this is pretty much it. This is my main class, in which I have defined some text styles. Now we will go to the pubsec YML file. When you go down over here, you can see, okay, just below the material design, you will see this assets part which will be commented. I have uncommented this, and also there is this images folder where I have my images which I am going to use in this. So I have included the path of this folder in our pubsec YML file. And one more last thing before we start the UI design is that I have defined the data. I have made one class onboarding item, and in that I have added title, subtitle, image, and the color. Color is for the background. Okay, and this is the constructor of that class. And also I have defined this list over here. Okay, list of the onboarding items where I have defined this title, subtitle, and images. Okay, so we will be taking the data from this particular list and building our onboarding UI. So this is just the data definition over here. Okay, instead of this you can use JSON file also. Okay, right, so this is my main class. Okay, and over here this is my blank scaffold, my home page. So we will start the UI designing from this part, from this class. So we will start with the scaffold. Over here I will add the body parameter, and we will be using a page view. Okay, page view.builder. Page view is nothing but a widget in Flutter which helps us to create swipeable play pages. Okay, and over here it comes with the item count parameter, and item count will be equal to the number of the data in this list. Okay, so what I will do, onboarding items dot load, right, let us check the name of the list. Okay, load onboarding items dot length. Okay, so we will be making this completely dynamic. So in future if you want to add one page or if you want to remove the page, you just have to remove from that particular list, and your coding is not affected at all. Now I will activate the UI speed code, and in between I will keep on explaining. Okay, now I have declared this variable over here, total number of pages, and use that variable instead. It will give the error because we have not written anything in the item builder function. Okay, this item builder function is similar to your for loop. Okay. Now we are going to populate our design in this function. So we will start with the container. Okay, this is just the blank container. Now this will be the base container, and I will add the height and width to the same dimension as that of the device. So for that I am using media query over here to set the height and width. Now what we will do is we will declare the instance of the list, right? Our data list which we have already populated in the data.dart. Okay, this one. Okay, so we will declare the list instance of this list, okay, to extract the single item, okay, and which will help us to extract the data which is required to populate on the screen. So we have created this in instance. Okay, now let us start with the designing. So first thing what I will do is I will change the background color. Okay, this color is already defined and I will extract it from that list. Okay, so you can see that there are three data, right, and we are able to create the three swipeable screen, right? So this is now completely dynamic. This is just the base container. Now let us populate the other data as well. I have added the padding over here. Okay, there are so many ways to design the screen. You can use like any of them as per your requirements. This is one of the way which I am showing. You can take this as a reference and you can use your own imagination and do, right? So now I'm going to add the image over here, image.asset, and the name of the image is already there. So now you can see the image has been added over in all the pages. Okay, the path is already declared in the data. Okay, now let us position this image properly. Okay, okay, I will add a height to this container. Okay, and make the image a bit smaller. I'll be using the media query so that the height is dynamic according to the size of the device. And to this column, I will add the main axis alignment to the center. So this is now pretty decent. The images are properly placed now. Okay, now you can leave it as it is and proceed further. But if you want to make the reusable widgets, there is one more way of creating the custom widget. I am going to quickly show you that way. We have created a new file, customwidgets.dart, where I have created a class called as hero image, and I will go and just copy paste this over here. Okay, copy paste the code of the container over here. Okay, and what I will do is I will define the name of the image, okay, which will be dynamic, and also the constructor. Yeah. Okay, this is one of the ways to create the reusable widget. I will keep the height also dynamic. and and instead of that code we will just write over here hero image and pass the image name and the height. This is just the one of the way to use the reusable widgets. Now we will proceed with adding the text over here, the title. Okay, so OI, that is onboarding items dot title. So this title will come from here. Again, the data we have defined here, title parameter, which we are extracting from the list. OI is the instance of the list which we have created, and we are extracting the title from that. So we will be adding the another text, that is subtitle, and again this text is already defined in the data, and we will be adding the style, and these text styles I have defined already in the main class which we have discussed at the start. Okay, this title and subtitle are also displaying nicely now, and these are the text styles which we have already defined in the main class. Okay, we are just using this text style from here. Now we will be adding the skip button on the top. Okay, so we will go just above the image and add a flat button. Now I will just fix this, like skip button is should be on the top. So for the column, what I will do is change the main axis alignment to the space around so that it appears on the top. Okay, and now we will build our page indicator. So for that I will add the base container. Okay, now basically our indicator is the horizontal list view. So I will be using list view builder, and item count will be again equal to the number of the pages, the total pages variable which we have already defined on the top, so that our indicator is also completely dynamic. We will be using the horizontal list view, and hence the scroll direction will be horizontal. Now we will populate the item builder function. It takes build context and int index. Okay, this is similar to our for loop, and in this I will add the container. Okay, and the width of the container, okay, it will change accordingly. Now let me do one thing. I will just put 20 over here and check. Right, so we have to add the height. Now it is okay. Right, so now and the color, let us say for now colors dot white 70. Okay, so now you can just see the horizontal list over here, and with the containers 20. Now let me add some padding so that you can see it differently. Okay, now you can see these three containers are added because the total pages are 3. Now what we want is for the current page the width should be bit more. So now if the base index, like the page view index is equal to the index of this particular item builder, then it is the current page. So let us put that using our ternary operator and adjust the width accordingly. Okay, so now you can see over here the width changes accordingly. Okay, we have used this formula, and similarly we can use for the color as well. For the, if it is not the color page, we can make it in the bit light color so that the current one pops out. Okay, so I hope you got this concept of creating the dynamic indicator. Okay, we are not using any kind of plugin to design this onboarding UI, and this is one of the example I'm showing. You can use the you can use your own imagination and build more beautiful UIs. Now we will need to add the get started button on the last page, but first let me add over here. I will add just below the subtitle material button. You can also use the page view controller to determine the last page or current page, but I'm using a bit different way. Okay, first I have added a get started button, and we can design this button. Okay, I will just add the text style over here. Okay, the text styles which we have already defined. Okay, so now our material button is designed, and what we can do is we can use it inside the custom widget so that it becomes reusable, and we can use it again and again in our different pages of this project. Okay, okay, you can keep the button text dynamic if you want, and also the on press function dynamic. Now we don't want this custom button in all the pages, we just want it in the last page. So what I will do is I will check for that if the index is equal to the, okay, the page view index will start from 0. So 0, 1, 2. In current scenario, if we see that the index, if it is equal to the total pages minus 1, okay, our total pages over here is 3, and as the page view index starts from 0, okay, so I have added this formula like this. If index equals to the total pages minus 1, then only the custom button is displayed. Okay, you can use the page controller also for the same, but I am using it like this. Now suppose I want to add one more page, so what I can do is just add one more data in that list. Okay, so in this list, if I add just one more data and say as the background color pink, so now automatically my fourth page is added, okay, without touching the code. Okay, so now you can see that we have built a completely dynamic onboarding UI. Okay, so I hope you like this video, and if you did, please share it with your friends who are also learning Flutter. Thank you so much for watching.